Standing by to stand by.
Okay. All right. So Bob Coates is here to tell us all we need to know about images of distinction. In March of 1994, Bob left the restaurant business and took the leap to become a professional photographer. According to Bob, the wonderful things about photography is the continual learning and growth. Every day is a new discovery, a new way of seeing, and a new way of processing images to
Okay,
see.
that's good, Terry. Nice
Are you
job.
good with that? Okay. You know he's from
Yeah, because
Arizona.
we don't really need a
You know
bio
his
for me. This is
website.
this is my crew here. We got
Okay.
Thea and
Everybody knows
Connie
you.
and
Okay.
everybody and
All right.
who's
I'm
there.
good with that. And you know he does workshops and mentors. We're good to go. All right. Carry it away, Bob.
Okay. So this is basically going to be a double review. There's probably, multiple slides in here for multiple times. And the reason for that is where we had questions last year, we're just going to do it twice. So to make sure that nobody kind of gets caught out there. Okay, let's see. Can I do it this way? No, can't do it that way. Let's do it this way. Okay. So you already know, most of the thing. This is your screenshot for the dates. If you don't already have this posted in there, you can grab screenshots as we go along. Obviously, early bird deadline is over on the 3rd of thing. And if you once you get out there, if you want to participate and you're like, I don't have my images ready, go ahead, pay for your images, get them in there. All you need to do is put in a test one and give it a category and then pay for it. You don't even need to upload a sample image, as far as I can tell, because that's how I did. Is that correct, Thea? Or am I pointing
Yep.
people down the wrong path?
No, that's correct.
Okay, so you don't even have to have like side images. You can just go ahead and get signed in, and then just make sure you upload your images before the contest starts. Otherwise, you'll have paid for empty spaces. Um, so final submission deadline is March 17th at 6 a.m. Eastern time. Once the early bird deadline, we're for $20 for non-member or for members and $30 for non-members. It'll go to 25 and 35. And of course, it's at printcompetition.com. We'll be competing on the 21st, and then the commentaries will be on the 22nd. And for me, I think that that's the most, that's really a huge part of what we're doing with images of distinction. It really, really makes me happy that we're doing that. Wrong way. Let's go this way. There we go. All right. I'm sure you've seen these pop up in your emails. Well, you know why you're going to enter. What else? And we're doing numerous number scores. And then there's the new artistry, photographic artistry award, which is a biggie. And we'll be talking about that more as we go along. In the round one, there will be awards, trophy, and then for first place, and then certificates for second and third in all the categories. There'll be a Judge's Choice Award in all the categories. And like we did last year, for the straight out of camera raw category, there will still be cash prizes. Now, remember, that's only in round one. Round two, no more cash. So if you want to get in there on that, you'll want to do that early. And like I say, lots of repetition in here. Round one, March 3rd, March 17th, and then, of course, the actual thing. Registering at printcompetition.com. And it's always good to have the rules, and I'll have a QR code for you momentarily, unless you can grab that QR code there. That will get you to your rules. They have changed just recently, and we'll be going over the couple of small changes that happened along the way there. And again, that second day is going to be streamed live. And for, like I say, for my excitement comes from that commentary day. Obviously, we have our, the full on day. If you are a member of printcompetition.com, you will be able to hear all of the challenges that were done about your images, and your commentary will also be on there. So if you can't make it live, at the very least, you'll be able to listen to your own images after you are done. Wow. There we go. Told you there was a lot of repetition. Okay. Remember, you can upload early, go later, 20, 25, 30, 35 for non-members and or for members and non-members. If you want to take a scan of that, that will get you to the rules. If you don't get the rules here, you can always go to printcompetition.com. And then when you go to click on ASP, just put that on there. Is that working for you? Is that somebody hit me thumbs up? Does that QR code work for you?
No,
Yeah, it works for
Okay.
me.
didn't work for me.
Okay. Just
Yeah,
have
works
to.
for me.
That's why I made it nice and big. So it should be able. I've got a bunch of people saying, yeah, they got it. So
Got it, yeah.
at the very least, you can go to printcompetition.com and look at the rules there. Okay. As always, we do the numerical scoring system, which PTA abandoned a while ago, and we picked it up and we're holding on to it tight, I believe. I don't see any changes there for the next few years. Of course, we all know our categories. Some of us have done this before, but just in case people are watching this who are not image competition people, you have your categories. When the judges are judging, they're going to start in their mind with, okay, what category does this belong? Is it deserving of a merit? Is it above average? Is it exceptional? And then where does it fall within that category? And that's how the judges do those scores. There's 5 judges on a panel, and those scores are obviously averaged out for the final score. Anybody who disagrees with that goes, a challenge. And then from that challenge point, each judge gets to speak to the image. Then it goes around in a circle and comes back, and the original challenger gets to rebut. There can be a second challenge after that. If the new score comes up and another judge goes, I really missed something really big over here, we need to see that, or I disagree with how that works, then that will be done one more time. Technically, an image could be challenged 5 times on a panel. I don't think, Dennis, have you ever seen that? Yes, you. And we tried, which usually doesn't go that far, but that's something just to watch out for. Okay. Oops. So, how about categories? These are our various categories for which you can enter. In the photographic open, you've of course got portraits, and that will be broken down into 4 sections: general, children, high school senior, animal. In the illustrative category or the illustrative category, we have general, the commercial, and landscape nature. Of course, reportage or reportage, photojournalism, if you will, is another category. There is 2 artist categories. We still do the artist open. That would be where your images need to have the reference images on there, and you're judged in addition to the final output, how well the work was done from the originals to the finals. And then there's also the restoration category. Just a heads up for if you do restoration, please get in there. That's one of those categories that if it's not entered enough, that may slide away in the future. So you want to make sure, we work hard to make sure that we have all the categories there, but they do need to be supported by entries. You also have your wedding category. That's the same as PPA, as the day of. And that's all in there. If you're doing like a bridal engagement type portrait, that would end up over in the portrait neighborhood, either in the general or possibly the illustrative. And then, of course, the straight out of camera raw, we'll talk about that some more. There were always questions about that. And if you want to do albums, the albums are going to be in whatever category you're in, and then they'll be judged by the same judges. Any questions on the categories?
Hey, Bob.
Yes, Thea.
In illustrative, we did also add a wildlife category.
Okay, and that's why we've got the pros from Dover on this call as well. So there is a wildlife on there.
Yes.
Okay, so and why don't you delineate what the difference would be, Thea?
So for wildlife, the spirit of the category is for images captured in a wildlife nature type of setting where you do not have any control of the animal being photographed, animal or animals being photographed.
Okay, so cool. But this was the slide I was sent. So, but thank you for catching that.
You're welcome.
Sure. Don't forget to read your rules. That's in there too. Okay, so rounds 1 and 2, let's compare the two. In round 1, anybody can enter. It's going to be for 2 days. Of course, we've got your live judging and live commentary, 2 full days. It's all streamed online. There's going to be awards for the top 3 in each category, cash prizes for that raw category. We're using those numerical scores. And here was a big change. We had a meeting the other day, and somebody said, I think we should be able to enter more images. And originally it was 8 images for ASP members and 4 images for non-members. That is now 12 and 12. And what's the story there? That's why you want to get your images registered early, your spaces, whether you have your images ready or not, because the total contest will be limited to 1,000 images. So if you're not in that first 1,000 and you're like, oh, but wait, I'm an ASP member. Hey, snooze, you lose. Okay, that's just make sure you get your images set up early. So we're going to talk about the seal of approval and seals of distinction. I think I've got some specific slides on that. Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a little bit. In round 1, ASP members ASP members must enter those images into round 2 for them to be considered for the best of the best for the video and the book project. And that's new this year, the book. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And, we have some great panels of qualified jurors. I think I see a few of them sitting here too. Yeah. Okay, so in round 2, only ASP members may enter. It's only going to be the 1 day. You get your feedback from round 1 and you go for it in round 2. It will be live streamed. You got your awards for the top 3. That would be trophies in all 3 categories. No cash prizes for the raw in round 2. Still the numerical scores. And again, I didn't change this one over here, but that's are we doing 12 for round 2 as well, or is that still 8?
That's going to be 8 because
okay.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't change it.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then for the round 2, even though we're at 8, no matter how many images are in, there is no cap. If we have 1,200 images from ASP members, then we'll judge 1,200 images. Let's see. So if you do enter 8, only your top 4 images will be counted toward the artistry degree and your points for the extra awards. Seals of distinction. Okay, so seals of distinction, district winners, and state elite winners will be in the best of the best video and book. And I'll tell you, I just watched the best of the best again today, and I'm just like, holy mackerel. We got some talented people in ASP. There was just some absolutely fabulous images, and I was like, I got to watch this like 4 times at least because they all go by so fast. It was almost 260 images, and it was in 6 minutes. Pretty cool. So let's see. Yep, we got all this twice a year, first place trophy and certificates. Again, little reviews as we go along. Okay, so let's go to the next spot there. We got this, so round one is in the spring, we know that. And then in the fall would be round two. So when you're in round one, if you score between 80 and 84, you will receive a seal of approval. And the seal of approval is good for 1 point if that image is moved forward and no changes are made. It's just like the old district seals. When you seal something, it moves forward, it gets the score that it gets. It does not get reviewed again, but that does put it in there and you can earn your point. Scores of 85 or higher will receive the seal of distinction. Again, if that is moved forward with no changes, therefore up to 99, from 85 to 99, you get 2 points. And if you get 100, you get 3 points. And again, that's only if we, move it up into that, to that thing. We've seen this slide before. Okay. So round two is only open to members. 8 images, top 4 go. Your seal of acceptance or your seal of approval and distinction. Those were, again, you need to move those forward untouched. Now, if you want to break that seal, you score like a 98 and you're thinking, man, I could make this 100 maybe. You can break the seal, but that score no longer counts. And then you will be moving that, you'll be taking your chances with a new panel. Your trophies, and yep, everything is in there. So why are we doing this? The ASP has set up that whole new level of goals for your images. When we first started out, we just wanted to get a merit. We wanted to get a loan. We wanted to get just score anything and when you first start out. Then it was like, okay, I want to go for my degree locally. I want to go for my degree at PPA. Well, the Photographic Artistry Award is that next level of competition, goals to keep you going. It's made to recognize and honor the great imagery that we create. Okay, how do you get it? Well, you need to have 30 image points from your competitions. A minimum of those 16 of those points must be earned through the images of distinction. So you can earn these points in different ways. And in the ways that you go, the top 4 scoring entries in the images of distinction in round 2 only. Remember, if you scored high in the 1, they need to be moved forward to round 2 to earn those artistry points. Maximum score you can get in any 1 year is 18. If you score 100, that's worth 3 points. 90 to 90, that's 85 to 99 is 2 points. And then 80 to 84 is 1 point. So let's say you don't want to do round 1. That's not a problem. You can just go ahead and enter straight into round 2. And you just don't get that double bite of the apple like we used to have at district. Okay, outside of images of distinction, you can remember that you have to be a member for 3 years before allowing these points to be totaled for earning the artistry degree. If you enter into your state affiliate, if you win the ASP award, you get from the state elite, you'll get 2 points. If you win the district award, that's 3 points. Medallion awards are 4, 5, and 6. And the first place overall for round 2 earns 6 points. Any questions on those? Wow, last time we did this, there was a lot of questions about that. So we're getting there. So After you get that initial medallion, which looks like this guy right here, you can go up to the next level. And I think I did this wrong. Is this who's doing these? Is this, are there bars for this like we have for the
Yes,
image? It's bars, not extra medals.
that is correct. I believe it's a bar, and then the first bar it comes with an emerald, I believe. Second bar comes with like a ruby, and the third bar comes with a sapphire. And
Okay.
yep, what you have there. And just when you're done on the slide, just a couple little detail points.
Okay.
And this
Don't
is something this
just
year.
totally ignore these pictures because I thought we'd move up to have these, but there's going to be little bars that go up here just like we have at on from our like our service bars and stuff. Well, you'll have one with an emerald in there, a ruby, and a sapphire. Okay. And actually, if you need some specific information, the artistry award is right there. Here's our fine print on earning these. Only points earned while you're a member of ASP for those 3 consecutive years. Points earned in IOD and PPA affiliate. Now, there was some stuff that where we had images that were from PPA, or we're not, it's only IOD and the extras, right, Thea? From
That is
from thence forward.
from 2024 forward, we only award points basically for images entered either at your state by winning the State Elite Award or through images of distinction. And the medallions are selected from images that receive 85 or better at images of distinction plus the State Elite winners. So we've totally decoupled that from our from PPA's competitions. If you go back to the points slide real quick, Bob, one more back there. I think one more back. So you get 1 point if you score between 80 and 89, and 90 to 99 is 2 points. The intent is to make this a very prestigious award, so it's not necessarily easy to get. We have quite a few people on the cusp of getting it, but it's not exactly an easy award. And then I believe, next page, next slide, we the action team along with the board last year decided to strike points for first place of the round 2 overall winner. So it's just from the State Elite Award and then from the 2 sets of medallions.
Okay, so that last 6 points is not there.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I should read these rules more.
No.
There's a lot in them. This is why we do this.
Right. Okay, that was the fine print. And then, okay, so once you get into the, so now this is for getting into the book, we are 85 and above. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
What's that?
Yes.
Yes.
That's-
Okay,
yeah.
so 85 and above, and the medallions and the State Elite
one.
will be in
Yes.
there as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this book is available. This is a link that you can do for this year's already out. I saw it at Imaging USA. It looks pretty. And Fujiko, were you the main driver of putting that thing together?
It was a team.
It
Team?
was a-
Okay, but
Yes.
Yes,
Anyway,
she was
so-
the main driver.
you know,
the team's listed in the front of the book.
Yes.
Okay. so the team was working it, but they really did a great job in putting this thing together. It's right there, and there's a QR code to if you would like to order that to make it easy for you there, or you can screenshot the link that's down at the bottom of the page. Okay, so we sort of already covered this. Best of the best, images of distinction in the second of the two competitions and state elite awards. And that information is there again. Here's where you can see the best of the best. I don't have a QR code for that, but there's the link at the bottom. If you haven't been through to look back behind it at some of these, if you get some time, oh my goodness, it's pretty amazing to go back and even, usually when you look back at, work that was years ago, you'd kind of go, even your own work. But when you look at what's going on over the years at ASP, we've had some pretty incredible images made. So our next neighborhood from after the images of distinction is over. The district awards, they are juried from the ASP IOD and the state elite. And the district medallion awards, you get 4 points for the bronze, 5 points for the silver, and 6 points for the gold. Our seal system is, based on what we used to do at DPA, and I think we've kept the best of what was in there for sure. I would say, so in the raw, there is when you put in raw images, they are directly out of the camera. There is no work done on them. You can't do anything else. You can make multiple images if you can do it inside your camera. Whatever you can do in the camera, and you can send on the raw file. Phone images are not applicable for that, even though they have a raw category. And in round one, there will be cash prizes for that. I might have gotten one last year. Oh, and there was a question, well, what about dust spots? And, if there's a thing, it's going to be judged pretty much the same way. The idea is, yes, it's straight out of the camera, but if your camera has funk in it and we can see it, it's not going to do well. So clean those sensors before you start putting together those straight out of camera raw files. Let's see. So there's a few different programs that you can do. So one of the ways, if you're just going out to shoot some raw stuff, I suggest shoot raw plus JPEG. So when you shoot raw just plus JPEG, you have your raw file, but you also see pretty much what the JPEG will look like that's extracted from the raw file by our team. And that's one way to do that. Or you can, if you have Photo Mechanic, there's a couple of other programs that are out there. I think I have some slides on those that you can do, so you can practice extracting your own images out of your raw files. Let's see. Yep, it's pure it's going to be the JPEG will be extracted from your raw file, and that is what the jurors will see. Already said, you can do whatever you want that you can do within the camera that kicks out a raw file. No, there is no presentation I wonder if there would be a way. It probably would be pretty tough to kind of get a black border and all that kind of stuff. So nope, it's straight out of the camera. Let's see. Can I enter images in camera techniques? Double exposures, gel, shutter drag. If you can do multiple exposures over top of each other, shutter. All those different kinds of techniques. Again, as long as it's a raw file, you're good. So Photo Mechanic will allow you to extract things out. But like I say, the easiest way is to shoot raw plus JPEG, and then you get a feel for what your image will be. There's another program here, Raw Preview Extractor. It's from fastrawviewer.com. That should enable you to be able to pull your JPEG out of your raw file in case you have something from the past that you want to check and see. And I think we may be able to help you out a little bit if you're like, oh man, I'm pretty sure, but I can't extract it myself. If you get in touch, we might be able to help you out with that. You think so, Thea?
Yes, absolutely. And
Okay.
just part of the process for the raw, you do give us the raw image as well as a JPEG, but we do re-extract a JPEG out of that raw file just so that the process is the same for every image that is submitted.
Cool. So that there's, so there's no processing to a JPEG from a raw.
Right. Right.
But they want one of those as a placeholder to show what it's going to be.
Yes, because that way we know what it should look like, and we have an entire process that is documented. And if anybody that is competing in the raw would like to see that, I'm happy to share it.
Cool. Okay, so we're not quite there for AI. AI images or AI processes are not allowed in the ASP. That's the text generated stuff. So if to make sure I'm saying this right, but if you're working with some of the AI generated type things, as long as you are manipulating your own pixels, that is okay. I'll throw that question out there to make sure I'm saying it right.
Chris, that's correct, right?
Yeah, as long as you don't create extra stuff with text. I mean, you can use like generative expand and things like that.
Right. So it's, again, you're not going, hey, put a tiger over there, or do the using the words in there. That's the AI part where it's going to be, that is not allowed. If you're taking a little bit of your edge and you're extending your panel just a little bit using some of your own pixels, that's a whole nother animal. That's going to be revisited every year. Yes.
That includes the text generated, the prompts in Photoshop. It's not just AI software. There are a few things you can do in Photoshop that have text generated prompts, and those are not allowed either.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nothing
Yeah.
where you say, hey, do this. It's the tools are okay, not the text generated tools. Okay, and last but not least, we mentioned this before, restoration category is in the mix. We sure look forward to seeing those and keeping that category alive. If you have people that are working on restorations, please let them know that they have a place for them to be judged. Okay, question on same subject. Anybody want to address this? So that we don't have anybody, ending up with the, same subject that's not different enough.
So for example, this is the same subject rule in the same manner as has been defined by PPA in the past and some of our local and state affiliates. If you have the same model and you change locations and outfits, that is fine. However, if it's in the same stylized shoot, in the same location, backgrounds, and clothing, that is not allowed.
Okay, just wanted to address that because don't want anybody to get, images dropped.
Can I add that the team that works on this will try to pick that up before competition and let you know if you've entered the same subject. And if it slips by and you have two of the same subject, then the first one in your print competition list is the one that will be judged.
Okay, good.
Bob,
Yes.
so if you have two similar waterfalls that won't be accepted, is that's what you're saying?
Come again, please.
Suppose you have two waterfalls, but not exactly the same thing. Would that be allowed or not?
If you've shot that waterfall, in my opinion, if they're done during the same shoot, that would be no.
Okay.
And if and if it's the same, if it's the same waterfall, that would be considered the same subject, unless, I don't know, is there any way that you would be able to say, I've shot this waterfall so differently or at a different time of day, maybe it had a Milky Way over top, that would not necessarily be the same subject?
But it was a different lens.
A different lens. I think that would fall under same subject, Michael.
All right, I'll make a correction. Thanks.
Sure. And if I'm wrong, anybody just yell at me here.
I think your interpretation of it is in the correct spirit of the rule.
Okay. So just to review, you can get the book that's currently there. There is that. And open for any questions that you may have.
Bob, John Powers here. Great presentation, by the way. Thanks a lot. You and the team are fabulous in what you're doing there.
That's why I got everybody covering my butt, man.
Going back, in the first round, there's a maximum of 12 entries now. I understand that. Is there a limitation in the number within a category?
No, you could put all 12 in the illustrative category, or you could do 4, 4, and 4. However you'd like to spread them out. It's just the idea is that you can get as much feedback on your images as possible.
Great, thank you.
Sure. It's a good question. I think it came up during our conversation, but that's glad you kind of got it all squared away for everybody.
So
Hi,
Bob,
Bob.
I got a
Bob.
question.
Sorry.
Okay, Mary, go ahead.
Yes, hi, Bob. I have a question. Could you repeat the wildlife category? What is allowed and what is not allowed? If I'm out shooting Rosetta spoonbills and they're in their natural environment, can I still edit the branches, the tree branches and
Yes.
the sky and all of that? I can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That clarifies that. Thank you.
Okay, other question?
Oh, the question that I have is, to be an images distinction book, does it have is it only the ones that have the highest score, or how does that work?
Okay, so if you put in 12, only your top, you can pick from whichever ones you want to move forward. So remember, round one is for learning, and there's some awards in there. We got some first place trophies and things like that, but you're able to seal some images so you can guarantee some points when you move them forward to the round two for your artistry points. So you get a chance to go through. Am I answering your question, Michael?
Question is, if you wanted to be printed in, I got the book of ASP.
Mhm.
Have your image in the book, the printed book.
They're pulled from the round two, the scores from round two that are sealed and finished.
85 and above, 85 and
85 and
above
above,
plus
right?
state elite.
Right.
85 and above, and if you win your state elite award.
So, Michael, if you score, let's say a 90 in round one, and you earn a seal of distinction, and you hold on to that seal and enter it into round two, it will automatically be printed in the book.
What about your project if it's not merited, or it has to be merited? But I'll try to work in the merits.
You need to. We don't award merits. We award points. And if your image is scores in the excellent category or higher in round two, then it's in the book. or if it receives a score of in the excellent category or higher, it receives a seal of distinction, and then you have the opportunity to enter it into round two. That is the way to get into the book, plus your state elite winning images. And there's a little distinction there, so we have time to publish the book in time for our events in January of the following year.
So an image of 78 won't get into the book. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct.
Has
No,
to
it will
be
not.
85 or above.
All right, that's good to know. Thanks.
I have a question.
Yeah,
I have
Michael.
a question. I'm brand new to ASP, so I'm going to ask
Welcome.
if an image, thank you. If an image merits in MIR, can it be entered in the competition with ASP?
Absolutely.
Okay, that
Yes.
answers my question.
Yeah, it can. But if you put it into IPC and it makes it to the top 32, that's when you're going to be held out from moving that forward.
Okay,
But
thank you.
but for MIR, yeah, MIR is kind of like another proving ground, if you will. I know some people are using the MIR to use it for a proving ground to get into the ASP one. So that's a good place to get some feedback for you.
But Bob, doesn't round two occur before IPC this year?
It does. And
Okay, so
we attempt to have round two before the top 32 are announced for IPC, so that makers can enter that round two.
got it.
Okay, I see the questions are feathering down. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm like some of the other folks, I'm new to all this as well, although being a member of ASP for a few years now, but I haven't entered this competition before. And I mean, there's so much about it. It seems quite complicated to me. So I'm going to have to do some studying and that sort of thing. But I just wondered, do I have to enter round one to enter round two, or?
No, you do not. Round one is for sealing and for getting feedback and, just getting more information towards your images so that you can conceivably move something forward, but you do not have to. And any score that you score in round two is the final score you're going to receive.
Okay, so in other words, I could enter into round one, get feedback on the second day, I understand, I think, and then potentially, let's say, make some improvements to the image, put them into round two, and hopefully do better. Is that the concept?
Absolutely. Yeah. The major thing behind round one is it's geared in my opinion, more toward education. That whole day of commentary, if you get a chance to set yourself down and dial in and just watch all day, boy, that is just such an incredible amount of education. Then you can take that information, and if you're moving images forward that didn't seal already, and you go, oh yeah, there was this and this that was mentioned, and I could see where that was a problem. You can fix that and then re-enter them in the round two.
Okay, that's really great to know. Yeah. I've ordered my books as well, both of them.
Sweet. There's a lot of information there. And like I say, go back into the images of distinction movies or videos. There's a lot of stuff in there just to kind of explode your head for ideas.
Terrific. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I've just got a question about RAW.
Sure.
When you download it into whatever RAW processor you use, whether it be Lightroom or whatever, as long as you don't touch it, you're all right. Is that correct?
You're just going to move the raw file to you'll make a JPEG of it if you don't already have one to put your entry in. There's a place in printcompetition.com where you're going to upload two files. You'll upload the raw itself and you'll upload the JPEG so that they have an idea where it should be. But from there, they will extract the actual JPEG from that raw file.
Okay, I get it. Thanks.
Sure. Yeah, Bruce.
You're talking about the best of the best video. Where's that available now?
I had that there. It's on the ASP website, and let's see, let me scroll back here. I'll see if I can get that link for you again. Best of the best.
The old ones were, but I was just wondering about the 24.
Oh, the 24, I just saw it posted online. I saw it on Facebook.
Facebook. Okay.
If you go to the ASP page, I'll bet you it's there now.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Question, Bob, technical question.
Sure, Andy.
The on if back to uploading on print comp early to lock in the price. No, am I correct in that you have to pick a category? You can't change the category after
you can change everything. You can change the name, you can change the category. Once you get in there, just get something in there. And then if you're going, ooh, you know what? I didn't really want to do an artist. I decided I wanted to do an illustrative instead. You can change that category when you upload your image.
Excellent. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and you can change your title. Like I just put, when I did it, I did title 1, title 2, title 3, title 4. And I picked a category for each one, and then I went back in and eventually, filled in the gaps.
Thank you.
Just don't hit delete of your entry once you've paid for it, please. If you have a hard time changing the category, email me and I'll help you through that.
Thank you. Bob, I've got a question. Well, first of all, my feeble brain lost track of time, and I think I missed most of your presentation. So I'll probably ask a question that you may have already covered. So I apologize if I did. Just make it short. What does it actually mean to be sealed? I mean,
the seal of approval, or seal of approval is a score of 80 to 84. And if you move that forward, or is it 80 to 89, I guess? If you move it forward, that will get you 1 point if you don't touch it or change it. If you score between 90 and 99, it will be sealed. And if you move it forward and enter it into round 2, you'll receive 2 points. And if you score 100, you'll receive 3 points.
I guess what I'm asking though is, what does it mean?
It means that you don't do anything. You don't do anything. It's been scored, and that score will stay if you don't make any changes. And you're kind of like, you're guaranteed, hey, when I enter this into round 2, I know I'm going to be in the book, or I know I'm going to be, get these couple of points for my thing. I don't have to, it happened before in PPA. It was, we had, districts, and you would enter your images into districts. Again, it was kind of the same idea. You would get a feel for what was going on. And then you would, if you didn't need to make any changes, you would just enter that image in the next competition and get the points or the merit at that time that you would learn toward the artistry degree.
Yeah. I guess that's not quite what I'm asking. I seem to be good at asking questions that aren't understood. What I mean is, what does it physically mean to seal it? Obviously, it's a digital file, so it's not like you're putting it in an envelope.
We say, this is sealed, baby. That's it.
So basically, Paul, what that means, when you go to enter round 2, they are locked in your printcompetition.com account. So if you go into your account after we do the sealing process, when we open up round 2, those entries will be locked in your account and ready for you to pay if you decide to enter them.
Okay, so I wouldn't upload them again.
No.
That is correct.
Okay, I got it. So
that's
basically,
why
you
they're
have the
sealed.
original file, and that's
Yes.
that's how it's sealed. Okay.
Yes.
Now, at that point, you could say, I'm going to change this, and then you can undo the seal. You only get one crack at that, because if you undo the seal, it's undone. Correct, Thea?
Right.
That is correct.
Okay.
So you can't go, oh, I made a mistake and push that button by mistake. That's got to enter it again and start fresh with that.
Got it. Thank you.
Sure. All right.
While I'm at it, I think I heard you say earlier, if you get a state Elite Award automatically goes forward?
State Elite goes into the book and also earns 2 points towards your artistry degree.
Oh, nice. I think I might be getting one of those.
Correct.
right.
Then it goes in also for consideration in for the district awards and gold, silver, and bronze medallion awards.
I thought we didn't have districts anymore.
We do.
Oh,
PPA doesn't have districts anymore. We're using the same districts we had before.
okay.
I think what they determine is that the district designations is the states, excuse me, that you're located in, so we can judge those per district as the destination of your states.
You are where you are. Your district will be determined for you. Don't worry.
Okay.
And there is a district map up on, I believe it is up on the website. If it's not on the website now, I know that we are going to make sure that all of the rules are up on the website shortly.
Okay. So make sure you read the rules, even though you've been here for this and listened to everything we had to share. Read those rules for your categories and everything else. And then if you still have questions, you can always, get with Thea or myself or whoever to, clarify anything that's still not less than mud for you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Scratchard.
Quick question. With generative fill in Photoshop, if you don't type it in prompts, could you still use it to let it automatically do this thing since it's a tool?
That would be like adding a little space on the side or something. And when you just say generate,
yeah, like you got
with no text, yes, that would be okay.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Because that's using your pixels as part of the tool.
Okay,
that would be kind of like saying, okay, I want to extend my thing and I want to create a little extra, but it's coming from your pixels. It's not being, you're not saying, hey, make these leaves green or, put something else in there. When you're using the generative tools, you can't put text in there.
I noticed looking at the on the side at the collections loan, the last thing uploaded is from 2022. Is there?
Yeah, they're working on that. This is an old. I just grabbed this slide. This is from last year. And I think
still the same.
And if it's not up there yet, they're getting ready to get those updated.
Okay,
We're actually getting a new website, so all of that will be revamped, I think.
Well, it makes sense to wait until you get the framework for the site up. So thank you.
Yeah, I got another question about judges. We just had in Michigan here, we just had our state competition, and between state and I noticed I recognized the names of many of the judges that we had because they've been judges in other competitions. So we got states coming up, we got ASP, Images of Distinction, we got MIR, we got IPC. I gotta believe that on occasion you're going to run into a situation where a judge has seen that image before. Do they?
Way more than once. Yes, sir.
Do they recuse themselves when they see an image they judged before? Or?
No, the only time a judge will recuse themselves from judging an image is if they have personal knowledge of the maker or if they've helped. Like, let's say you call me and say, "Hey, Bob, look at this image," and I suggest, "Ooh, you ought to remove that. Do this kind of a border." That image I would go, I have an intimate knowledge of. I'm going to, disqualify myself.
Oh, okay.
But
so
if you see images more than once, that's just part of, sometimes they gather and get better in you're like, oh, wow, that's even better. And sometimes it does, knock the score down. It's probably, I don't know if I have any numbers for which way it goes, but I've had images that I've seen come along, and I've learned more about them as I've seen them at different competitions. Go, oh,
Okay.
I missed that last time. This actually raised the score.
Yeah.
Or I missed that last time, and oh, darn, I gotta.
I mean, the other thing that I noticed in our last competition that kind of struck me as a little odd was that in the reportage category, there was an image that came up where the judges were kind of questioning whether that was the original image or not. You know, you're not supposed to do any cloning and whatnot, and yet they didn't bring up the raw file. I mean, I was surprised that had since that question was raised in the discussion.
That's not it. You can't do that during competition. You score what's in front of you, and then any disqualification or problems are handled in the post.
Oh, okay. Interesting. The whole
Hi, Bob.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm
Hi,
sorry.
Bob. This is Yeti.
Yes, Yeti.
I have a question. On the raw file, not that I'm planning to enter raw file. I'm just want to make sure I have clear understanding. The raw file when you enter to a print competition, what size is raw file? I mean,
It's
some
whatever the size of your camera is.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. So JPEG is maybe obviously will be smaller.
Yeah, you will enter it. You will upload two images. One will be the JPEG, and then you will also upload the raw file. If it's a 60 megabyte raw file, if it's a 20 megabyte raw file, does not matter. This system is set up to handle it.
They will take it. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Sure.
And back to Paul's question about determining images and if they qualify for a category. After the competition, there may be times where the team requests your original file. And that could be if there was a question and it was flagged for a question, or if we're doing a random sampling of original files just to verify that the rules were followed. We may request original files. And that is also to protect the integrity of the competition. And one of the reasons we are being very careful with AI when we printed the book, and Fujiko can verify this, when we went to say, yes, we are ready to submit our file for you to review for printing of the book, it asked if we had anything with AI in it. Mm-hmm. So there are definitely right now some copyright issues being litigated. So this is why we are being very careful with what we allow in the competition that is AI related.
Yes.
Also, on the question of whether or not the photojournalism image had been manipulated, those kinds of things after the competition are the responsibility of the team running the competition. The jurors can flag them. They can have that question, but it's actually the team that's running the competition that runs that down afterwards.
Last call. Going once. Going twice. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for the team backing me up.
Good job, Bob.
Thank you, as always, Bob. Great job.
Thanks for the presentation, Bob.
Y'all have a good one, and best of luck to you as you enter your files.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Buy your book.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate the help.
You're welcome. No problem. Bye-bye.
And Terry, how are you doing today?
I am okay. How about you?
really well. So I guess I'll just go ahead and drop off and it should automatically
So I'm
start.
gonna go ahead and, yeah, close it out and it should start rendering the meeting.
Yep.
All right, see you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.